Lisa Vanderpump reveals Kyle Richards was almost her neighbor. Lisa Vanderpump and Kyle Richards on again. Currently, off-again friendship has been quite the roller coaster ride. According to the Vanderpump Rules boss, that journey almost saw them as neighbors after she learned that the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills cast member could be moving to her neighborhood. Lisa appeared on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen on Thursday, May 1, where Andy Cohen noted, "At the Beverly Hills reunion, we learned that Kyle almost bought a house across the street from Lisa." From there, he shared that since the dream scenario didn't become a reality, he wanted to hear more from Lisa about the subject. Lisa then revealed how she would have felt if Kyle moved across the street from her, and she did not hold back. "First thing, put my house on the market," she said. "My doorbell ring would be, 'Goodbye, Kyle?'" She continued, "I would put up an electric fence that would sort out that straight hair she's got," she said with a laugh. "I would get my swans, my attack swans hanky and panky." While Kyle ultimately didn't buy the home, LVP reiterated, "I think it would be put my house on the market." In March, Briefing on Bravo reported that Kyle had been looking at purchasing a 6-bedroom, 5-bathroom house, once owned by Channing Tatum and located steps away from Lisa and Ken's abode of Villa Rosa. The house was ultimately sold to another buyer. Lisa opened up about how close Kyle really would have been to her during WWHL. "This house is 15 feet from me. She went there 4 times," she explained. "This house used to be Channing Tatum's. I used to have a plan to dig a tunnel underneath the road to get to Channing Tatum. But he sold it. And then Kyle, trying to buy it. Why would you go there 4 times? Why doesn't she ask to stay in my guest bedroom or something?" Kyle Richards opens up about reconciling with Lisa Vanderpump, but the feeling is mutual. During a December briefing on Bravo stream, Kyle responded to Lisa's comments about how she would consider being friends with her again, only if she got an apology first. The mom of 4 admitted that an apology is not coming. LVP said that it would have to start with an apology and, "By the way, no one's asking to sorry," Kyle said. "So don't hold your breath. Happy holidays." Would Lisa Vanderpump be friends with Kyle Richards again? During her appearance on WWHL, Lisa further admitted that there would not be a shot of them being friends again. "I've given her a second chance, many times," she explained. "I gave her a third and a fourth. No." The Vanderpump real estate tango. Lisa Vanderpump and Kyle Richards, 2 iconic figures of the Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, have shared a friendship that could only be described as a roller coaster of emotions, ups, downs, and a few sharp turns along the way. The drama between the two often spills into the public eye, their personal lives playing out on television screens, while fans debate the real nature of their relationship. However, during an appearance on Watch What Happens Live with Andy Cohen, Lisa Vanderpump revealed an intriguing tidbit that many may not have expected. Kyle Richards was almost her neighbor. It wasn't just an idle comment. No, it was the kind of revelation that made even the most seasoned Housewives fans sit up straight in their seats. The revelation was more than just gossip. It was a what-if scenario that could have changed the course of their friendship, or perhaps even made it completely unrecognizable. As Lisa casually dropped the bombshell about Kyle's almost purchase of a house steps away from her own Villa Rosa, Andy Cohen's eyes widened in genuine disbelief. The house, which had previously belonged to none other than Channing Tatum, was a 6-bedroom, 5-bathroom estate located a mere 15 feet away from Lisa and Ken Todd's beloved mansion. The proximity was so close that it was almost comical, just a stone's throw away, as Lisa herself would joke about later. The home had, for a time, been on the market, and Kyle, known for her love of luxurious real estate, was considering it seriously. But ultimately, the deal fell through, and another buyer swooped in to make it their own. The mere thought of it, however, sent ripples through the already tumultuous waters of Lisa and Kyle's relationship. The dream that wasn't. What if Kyle was her neighbor? On the show, when Andy asked Lisa about the possibility of Kyle living across the street from her, the former Vanderpump Rules star didn't mince words. "First thing, I would have put my house on the market," she said with a laugh that only Lisa Vanderpump could pull off. But her tone was dead serious. She made it clear that having Kyle so close to her would not have been the dream scenario that many would imagine. The dream that wasn't. What if Kyle was her neighbor? On the show, when Andy asked Lisa about the possibility of Kyle living across the street from her, the former Vanderpump Rules star didn't mince words. "First thing, I would have put my house on the market," she said with a laugh that only Lisa Vanderpump could pull off. But her tone was dead serious. "Imagine it. My doorbell rings and it's Kyle." "Goodbye, Kyle," I would have said, Lisa continued, her sarcasm thick as ever. Andy Cohen, trying to stifle his laughter, prodded her to clarify just what she meant. "Would you have actually left?" he asked. Without missing a beat, Lisa shot back, "Oh, absolutely. I'd have put up an electric fence to sort out that straight hair she's got." The crowd erupted into laughter, but Lisa, always quick with her wit, didn't stop there. "Of course, I'd get my swans," she said. "Hanky and Panky would have done the job. They don't take kindly to trespassers." It was classic Lisa, combining humor with sharp-edged commentary. But underneath the jokes, there was something revealing about her stance on the possibility of Kyle living so close. It wasn't just about being neighbors, it was about the dynamic of their friendship. Lisa's humor served as a shield, deflecting the more serious feelings she had on the matter. The reality was that despite the laughs and playful jabs, Lisa's past with Kyle had been fraught with tension and betrayal. The Channing Tatum connection. Lisa didn't just drop the news about Kyle almost moving into her neighborhood and leave it at that. She also took a moment to reminisce about the house's former owner, Channing Tatum. In typical Lisa fashion, she couldn't help but inject a bit of personal drama into the story. "I used to have a plan," she said, as if she were letting the audience in on a little secret. "I was going to dig a tunnel under the road to get to Channing Tatum." The crowd gasped, and Andy Cohen leaned in, clearly intrigued. "You were going to what?" Lisa's grin widened. "Well, yes, I thought if I could just get there, I'd be able to get some real fun gossip. But then Channing sold the house, and Kyle came along, sniffing around like a curious little puppy. She went there 4 times. 4 times, why not just ask to stay in my guest bedroom? I'm right here." I would have let her stay. But no, she had to keep looking at the house. It was all very odd. To Lisa, it seemed like a rather curious thing for Kyle to do, scoping out a house so close to her own, yet never quite reaching out to her directly. Was it an intentional maneuver, or was Kyle just taking a genuine interest in a property that happened to be near her? Lisa wasn't sure, but she made it clear that she wasn't fond of the idea of Kyle being that close. It was as though the proximity would have blurred the lines between friendship and rivalry. A second chance? Not likely. While their real estate drama played out with a hint of humor, the underlying tension between Lisa and Kyle was undeniable. Theirs wasn't just a story of 2 women who might have been neighbors. It was a story of friendship, fallout, and the complexities that come with being in the public eye. Lisa had, on numerous occasions, tried to rebuild her friendship with Kyle after their falling out on The Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. She had given Kyle multiple chances to mend the rift between them. Yet each time, it seemed that the wounds of the past were too deep to heal completely. During her Watch What Happens live appearance, Lisa made it clear that there was little to no chance of them rekindling their friendship anytime soon. She reflected on their past, saying, "I've given her a second chance many times. I gave her a third, a fourth, but no, that's it." Kyle, for her part, had responded to Lisa's comments about needing an apology in order to move forward. In a Bravo interview, she bluntly stated, "LVP said it would have to start with an apology. And by the way, no one's asking to say sorry, so don't hold your breath. Happy holidays. It was an icy, cutting response, showing just how far apart the two had drifted. Kyle wasn't interested in repairing the relationship unless Lisa was willing to fully admit her wrongdoings. And Lisa, well, she had her limits. The final word. As the episode of Watch What Happens Live wound down, it was clear that Lisa and Kyle's history, whether as friends or foes, wasn't one that could be easily rewritten. The mere idea of them being neighbors had offered a small window into an alternate reality, one where perhaps their relationship could have been different. But in the world of Beverly Hills, where wealth, drama, and egos collide, Lisa's dream scenario of living without Kyle right across the street seemed like the safer bet. Lisa may have joked about electric fences and attack swans, but the reality was that having someone as close to her as Kyle would have been a daily reminder of the complexities of their relationship.